might want to keep in mind the thousands of people right here in Arizona who don't know where their next meal is going to come from and how you can help them. This is Jenny Hildebrand. She's the president and CEO of United Food Bank. Good to see you. And what is the function of the United Food Bank, first off?
Well, our function is to make sure that food is accessible to over 229,000 people in our 5-county service area of the East Valley in eastern Arizona.
All right, so I want people at home to understand how big of a problem this is. How many do you feed every day?
Well, if we were to count the food that we distributed as meals, we are putting out 59,000 meals plus a day.
Wow.
Day after day throughout the year.
And how many yearly? How many pounds of food do you think you go through
26 million pounds of food.
26 million pounds of food, which means there are mouths attached to these meals. And what is the most vulnerable in our who's the most vulnerable in our population?
Well, there are many vulnerable populations, but we really concentrate on children, children from birth to 18, to make sure that they, in their years and their growing up years, they have the best access to food possible.
And we're hitting as September, which is Hunger Action Month. What can we do?
Well, Hunger Action Month is an effort of the Feeding America food banks across the country, of which we are one. And we're really trying to appeal to the public about how can you get involved with food banks? How can you help with the issue of hunger right there in your community? So we've got lots of ways to do that. This little plate that we have here is one way. You can download it from hashtag Hunger Action Month and take a selfie with it, send it to your networks, encourage people to donate, to volunteer, to have a food drive. Come down and learn about what we're doing.
Yeah, Terry and I took a picture with that this morning because, you know, it says on there, very frankly, with things you can't do when you're hungry.
Right.
And one of them is this show. We can't do this if we're hungry.
And I couldn't be here if we weren't doing it either.
Well, you explained to me this is a crisis, but you said it doesn't have to be forever.
That's exactly right. It takes every one of us to be aware of the problem and act on it. If we literally had all the people in Arizona and all the people across the country really focusing on this, we can solve this problem. We use a little catchphrase in our food bank: you are the key to solving hunger.
I love that.
And we believe that.
And statewide, how many children are we talking about who come to school hungry each and every day?
Well, I like to say it's within a year. 430,000 kids in Arizona are going to struggle with that. And we want to make sure that in our area of United Food Bank's region, which is the East Valley in eastern Arizona, we have about 94,000 children. So we want to make sure that they have food, whether it's after school, dinner, weekend. We have several different programs that address those issues and trying to make sure that kids have access then.
Yeah, you told me statewide, 1 in every 4 children in Arizona are hungry.
That's true. And it's not just that number, but when we boil it down to some county levels, we have Apache County, for instance, up in the north and east of our state. 42% of the children are food insecure.
Oh my goodness. Well, if you would like